This is the Coin It Podcast, sponsored by coincosmo.com.
It's like, well, with your, I'm always impressed with guys like you and the other people you interview on the podcast, which I enjoy a lot. I think
Thank
you
you.
do a good job
Thank
with
you. It's the same thing.
They know so
I do
much.
it for the community.
They know so much. It's like, man, you guys,
They
you have to respect people who take the time to study, whatever it is you're studying.
Well, it takes years, years of doing the same thing over and over again. People always used to say the definition of insanity was doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, then I guess both of us are insane.
I never really vibed with that particular
If that's the case, because that's what we do. I mean, I do that all the time thinking I'm going to get something new out of it. But you know what? It works. Like after a period of time, I start noticing things even in coins. Every day I'm learning, it seems,
To me, it's almost, and it's everything is about me is defined by me as a musician. My silver pouring is defined by me as a musician. The way I market it is done using music. That's who I am.
That's so cool.
That's just the way, when you're developing an idea, to me, it's not insanity to do the same thing. It's called practice.
Right.
And you, with whether I'm a trumpeter or if you're a violinist or a pianist, the idea is to have enough muscle memory and enough automaticity in how your brain does things that you no longer have to think about that aspect of your art.
Right.
And that frees your mind to think of other things. And it's the same no matter what endeavor you're pursuing. It's, if you have the basics of math down, you might handle physics. If you don't, you probably won't.
Yeah, that's right. That's, you made a really good point in the sense of, I think a lot of people don't realize like the fundamentals of things, even though people don't like that, they want to skip ahead. That's part of the problem. I think a lot of times people want to skip ahead before they have a great grasp of the fundamentals in anything that they want to pursue. But if the people that are the most fundamentally sound and to put in the time to really ingrain those fundamentals in them and then progress, wind up to be, a cut above the rest, from what I've noticed, at least.
It takes time to get to the point where you respect the technique, because you'll find limitations in your own performance. So for a while, and I kind of, as a jazz player, I like the scary part of not knowing what you're doing, and you go out there and try to improvise your way through a general structure. And it's kind of the same process. At some point, no matter what it is you're doing, you get to the point where you go, I could do better if I had this particular skill mastered. And so I think that takes people that are more free-spirited and still passionate about excellence, and it kind of handcuffs them a little bit. Okay, I better kind of get a handle on this particular thing.
Right. Yeah. You micro-focus too, and sometimes, and then circle back. That happens. It's all part of the process, it's all part of an ongoing process, but the main thing is to keep doing it, to have that long-term passion for something. That's right. You become great over time, if you just keep at it. Whether you go through a period of where you're micro-focused on one particular technique, let's say, but then you're circling back to overall, even in my industry, like aspects of grading, different types here. I mean, with coins, it's hard because there's so much to know. You kind of have to have a focus and specialize. But I mean, with pouring, I would imagine it's a little bit more of a straightforward process, but still, to achieve all the different techniques that you see, it would just take a lot of time and practice. And doing it with a home setup like you did, I mean, that makes it even harder. You know what I mean?